Hey everybody, welcome back to Whiskey Trek. I'm Jackson.
I'm Natalie.
And today, we are going to be talking about a bottle. Let's just get right into it. This is Garrison Brothers Ladybird Single Barrel Proof. Why do we have this bottle? It's important that we discuss that first. So, I've seen these releases a few times in stores and always thought about buying them. Not just the Ladybird, but they do it for Honeydew, they do it for Balmoral, they do it for regular single barrels. I mean, tons of stuff, right? Which is a super cool program that Garrison does. Typically, though, I'm not willing to spend that $200 to get these bottles because I don't really love the Garrison profile itself. And that is like 90% of what I taste through most Garrison products, with the exception of sometimes the Cowboy Bourbon. But even then, it's mostly the same Garrison profile throughout with just slight variations. Why would I spend $120 extra when I could get the same experience without the proof in a Garrison single barrel? It's just not really my thing. It's 100% her thing. And where we stumbled upon this was in Doc, our Old Fashioned Ways 22. He put together a Christmas in July advent calendar, and in that was a sample that included Garrison Ladybird Single Barrel Cask Strength, and it blew our minds.
My socks were on the ground.
Yes, specifically hers. I thought it was fantastic. Great quality, very interesting, clearly Garrison. Actually, in the sample, I did it blind. He did the scratch off cards, kind of like a lottery ticket almost, which is super cool design, by the way.
Awesome.
And before I scratched it off, you smell it, taste it, and things like that. I even texted him, and I told my wife in person, I said, this has got to be Garrison Brothers. It's got to be a single barrel cask strength, and it's got to be, what did I say? I said it was the honeydew.
Yeah, you did.
I said it was the honeydew because there was a distinct fresh honey note. So I was like, it's honey finished, it's Garrison Brothers, and it's cask strength single barrel. And I was so close because the Ladybird is exactly that, but they also age it in cognac. The only gripe that I had with the sample that Doc sent was that it was mostly a honey flavor instead of kind of like a balanced blend, which she's all about them bees. So she loved that. I wanted something a bit more balanced, which is why I thought it was the honeydew. I think we'll find that in this review here. Something a bit more balanced, but it'll still suffice her. So let's get into it. What exactly do we got? Well, let me read the label for you. Garrison Brothers Single Barrel Cask Strength, finished with honey-infused wood chips. So not a barrel that used to hold honey. They infused wood chips with honey, and then they finished it in a cognac cask. This specific bottle is 134.9 proof. It was distilled and barreled in February of 2018. Considering that this has been on the shelf in my store for about 4 months, at this point now, it's about 6 to 7 years old.
All right. I'm so dying to taste it. We have to smell it first. Oh, actually, the smell is divine. I shouldn't rush this amazing process.
Yeah, it smells like Garrison typically does, except for, I think that this is actually, the honey and the cognac are covering up a little bit of the normal, like, pecan. Like, it's still there, but it's not as forward.
Blowood.
You know what this kind of smells like, babe?
Tell me.
This is going to be such a niche reference. At Monk's, they make a drink called the Breve, which has honey in it. And it's espresso with honey or whatever. It smells like that.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love all of those things.
It smells like a Breve. Definitely the honey as that baseline sweet is very apparent. A little bit of a coffee bean note on the nose. You get the softness of the cognac finish. You don't smell the grapiness, but you can tell that the influence of the cognac is there because it's adding that kind of soft layer over everything.
Absolutely. And I know you're gonna hate this, but like a little oaky in the fact that like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like when you go into Home Depot and it's like it smells like wood. But it's like sweet.
It's like tree sap. It smells like you just cut a tree.
Oh my
You know,
gosh.
because you get the sweetness of the sap, but you get the freshness of the wood.
Yes,
I totally agree.
The freshness of the wood. That's hard to describe, but I know it when I smell it, and that is this.
Which is kind of weird because when you think bourbon, when you think whiskey, you think aged wood smells more like dried wood, more like seasoned oak, more like charred.
Yes.
And this doesn't really give that.
To be fair, around this property, we've had a lot of trees fall down. We've been really close to lots of freshly cut down trees.
That's fair. Cheers, babe.
Cheers. I also have to say pecan pie on that last smell.
The honey is, holy crap,
It's
like
radiating. It's like the focal point of the first 2 seconds.
and then
That's all I can get.
Yeah, the first 2 seconds, you're so right. It's all honey. And then it kind of gives way to the rest of the bourbon. And then the finish, again, it feels like I took a spoonful of honey and it's sitting on the middle of my tongue.
Yeah,
Do you still taste like raw honey on the middle of your palate?
It, but at the same time, now that it's a finish, it's kind of roasted.
See, I get that on the exhale. I get the roastedness on the exhale. But if I just sit, this is very good. And the cognac does show itself not necessarily, again, not in the flavor, but I think in the way that it rounds this thing out to smooth it out. It's almost like the cognac is sanding the bourbon to smooth it out. Take out any of those rough edges, you know? There's no splinters in this. There's no like, whoa, that was weird. I'm not a big sweet tooth. I like honey. I'm just not a sweet tooth. I could not do something this rich this often.
I love honey, and I'm about to make honey my side hustle, so...
All of those are true. all of what you said is true. That was a lot of glazing.
I knew this was coming. Can I guess what you're about to say?
If I say yes, you'll probably say it, and then I'll sound like a nagging bitch. And if I say no, then I sound like a censoring douchebag husband who doesn't let his wife speak.
Pick one.
I'm gonna pick yes. Say what you want, because obviously that is the only correct answer. Send that to Colleen. She'll be so mad, and then she'll hear my resolution, and she'll be so happy.
I'm gonna say you're gonna complain that it's too on the nose. It's too Garrison profile. Can you do anything different? Anything in that scope of complaint? Which I appreciate, because we need the balance in this video.
Yes, I can do something different. Because while that is part of it, right? As I said, one of the reasons why I like this so much is because the finishing barrel with the cognac and the infused wood chips does create enough of a difference from a regular Garrison that I appreciate it, right? And I don't mind that the Garrison like underlying profile is there, because like it should be. And I'm glad that it shows up at all, considering the honey is so impactful. My problem is it's $200.
Oh, well,
Now,
I agree.
this is a general problem. Well, one, in whiskey.
General problem.
It's getting less of a problem in whiskey now, but it is still a problem with Garrison, because everything Garrison offers is about $50 too expensive. It just is. And I the presentation's cool. I appreciate what they're doing.
Everyone we've ever talked to has said the same thing. And we're all Texans.
There are a lot of other companies in Texas or out of Texas or wherever that are making really cool whiskey for a lot less. And it's hard to ignore, right? Like, you can't just say, oh, this one's $200 because they used honey and because they used cognac, because they have tons of other stuff that's all $150 to $300 that doesn't use finishing barrels. A normal Garrison single barrel cask strength, no finish, no nothing, that is like maybe 6 to 8 years old, is gonna run you $180 to $200 at like Total Wine. So it's just their pricing is too expensive. It just is. When a small batch, your lowest tier offering is $60 for a regular size bottle. That's too much, man. And it's fine, but it's nowhere near the competition at $60. And I think that escalates up their ladder. As you increase in price, it doesn't compete with the price range that they're in. The closest you get for me is Balmoral at 115 proof, the double barrel. But even that's 140 or 150 or something like that. It's too much. And I get they're trying to be that Texas premium and take pride in Texas and all that. And I love Texas, and I get it. Bring your prices down, man. If this bottle was $150, yeah, that's great. 200 is reaching that special tier where I could find some really incredible stuff for $200, or I could get, think about it this way, I could get 2 Barrel Kings for $200, and that's way more up my profile, right? It's hard to justify, and that's my problem. That's all I got. This is great. Let's get final grades. Natalie, I already know what your grade's gonna be. It's gonna be an A++.
Oh my god, literally what I was gonna say.
Okay, well, there you go. I was overshooting it, and I actually nailed it.
I was actually gonna say that. Okay.
Yeah, B+. I don't think that it's perfect. I definitely don't think it's perfect for the price. I wish that there was a little bit more whiskey to this whiskey and less finished honey to this whiskey, but I do think it is very good. And if you happen to be a fan of Garrison, if you really like that profile, or if you just love honey finish, this is right up your alley. So I'd recommend hunting one down. They don't seem to be that hard to find, although they're not extremely common either. So with that being said, cheers. See you next time here on Whiskey Trek.
Cheers.